So welcome everyone. You're joining us on a bit of a special meeting. This is not our typical format for our astronomy club meetings. Typically what we've done, and I say typically, we've only been operating for 2 years now. So this is only our second ever December meeting. But what we've done in the previous year is really recap the year and see what we've been able to accomplish for this calendar year. We did something similar last year where we looked at 2024 and really looked and saw what we were able to accomplish, how many times we met here at the library, how many outreach events, how many people attended our club meetings. Again, just to sort of set that baseline so that we know what we've been able to do. Our agenda will be a little different, like I said. This is what it'll look like today. I'll go through a quick welcome. I'll discuss how we got here. I do have a slide for our current team members for the Astronomy Club, just so that you all know who they are and what their role is. And then we'll jump into the numbers and look and see what we were able to do in 2025. I have a couple thank yous. We are a new club. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without a lot of help. So we do have a couple thank you slides. And then the idea is by the time I'm done talking, we'll have pizza and soda and snacks and things to enjoy. We kind of lucked out in a sense that it's cloudy today. We won't be taking telescopes outside because we won't be able to see anything, but we'll be able to relax here, enjoy some food, maybe discuss amongst ourselves, how you got into the hobby, what telescope do you have, and things like that. Sounds like a plan? Cool. So in our typical club meetings, we put up the slide of our mission statement, but the idea really is that the club is welcome to everyone. Everyone is welcome to attend our club meetings. You don't need any astronomy-related experience prior to this. In fact, most folks that come to our meetings don't own a telescope. They're looking through a telescope sometimes for the very first time when we do go outside. But with that said, if you do have a telescope, you find that you're having issues or just need a little bit of assistance or guidance, you can bring it with you. If the weather's clear, we'll go outside. You can set up your telescope and we'll help you get a little bit more acclimated with it. So, how we got here. So, that should say back in 2023, but the idea was back in 2023, I hosted an event here at the library called Sidewalk Astronomy. I believe, Melissa can correct me if I'm wrong, I think we had to reschedule that 3 times. So whether it was clouds, rain, what have you, we kept having to reschedule it. Eventually, we just said, we'll do it on October 25th, 2023. If the weather does not cooperate, we'll go ahead and just give a presentation on something. I think it ended up being on telescopes and how they work, the different types, mirrors, lenses, etc. But something really nice happened that day where even though it was cloudy, I was going through my presentation on telescopes. Someone went outside to check and there was a break in the clouds and you could actually see the moon. And so we rushed outside, set up the telescope, and we had a whole bunch of folks here who were interested and wanted to see something through a telescope. And by chance, we were able to look through it and see the moon. We had a couple troop kids look through the telescope who were very excited, adults, kids alike. It was just fantastic. It wasn't expected because of the forecast, but it ended up working out. But what spun from that was really an idea where, how can we do this more often? How can we replicate this and do it on a more frequent cadence? And the natural idea was, well, we should start an astronomy club. And with Melissa's help, we've been able to do just that in 2024. We established the East Brunswick Astronomy Club and have since been able to host monthly meetings here at the library. As I was mentioning earlier, we do try to get a presenter to talk about something space related, whether it's pulsars, black holes, whatever it may be, nighttime photography, whether it's in person or virtual, we'll have a presenter here to talk about that topic. And if the weather cooperates, we'll go outside and take a look through the telescopes because that's always fun to do. But so that was the genesis of the club, and we are now in our second year of operation. So I think that's pretty awesome. So this is the East Brunswick Astronomy Club team. We have Christy, VP of Engagement in the back. We have Paul Framheim, who is not here, but he's our VP of Technology. Charlie Levinsky, our Treasurer. Dr. Perush, our Board Secretary. Myself, current President, and we also just onboarded Rebecca Avenoso, who is our Chair of Outreach. So this is the current team that leads the East Brunswick Astronomy Club. I am very, very grateful to have each and every one of you. It was very hard to do this on my own in the beginning with Melissa's help, but now we have a team that dedicates our spare time and look to put together these monthly club meetings, the outreach events that we do. This is all something that we do on the side, and I am very thankful for all the folks that help us to do that. So if you wouldn't mind just joining me in giving them a round of applause. All right, so let's make this a little bit more fun. I'd like to play a game with you all where in the next couple slides, I'll go over the numbers for our 2025 impact, we'll call it. It'll be questions like how many meetings did we have? How many folks came out to those meetings? How many outreach events? So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get that started. So who can guess how many club meetings we had this year? This one should be easy. I kind of spilled the beans earlier. Huh? 11? Ooh, close. So last year we had 11 club meetings. We took a break in August. I forget why. Any other guesses? 12, yes. So 12, we were able to have a club meeting every month this year, bringing us to 12. As I mentioned last year, we only had 11, but thanks to everyone's help and support, we were able to have a meeting every month this year, which is great. That was the easy question. Has everyone seen The Martian? Couple? All right, so The Martian, the movie, is 141 minutes long. How long have we spent together for those that have come to our previous meetings? How many times could you watch The Martian if you came to each and every one of our club meetings this year?
You're going to make us do math.
Take a guess. 5? You're close. Ooh, you're getting closer. 7. I'll give it to you. So the math comes out to about 7.5 times, but why would you just watch the half? You can round that off to 8, right? Just finish it off. Great movie, by the way. So last year and this year, we had a mix of virtual and in-person presenters. So this year we did something similar, but can anyone guess what our breakdown was? How many, did we have more in-person presenters or more virtual presenters this year? Pardon?
In-person.
More in-person? Okay. Do you have a different thought?
Yeah, virtual.
More virtual? Okay. So I can tell you last year, we certainly had more virtual presenters come out to our club meetings and give presentations to our attendees. However, this year, we actually had 9 in-person compared to 3 virtual. So this year, and this is something that I actually saw in our last year's recap where we wanted to emphasize more in-person presenters, and it looks like we were able to accomplish that this year. And then last year, it was 5 in-person, 6 virtual, just a tidbit. All right, so how many outreach events did we do this year? And I gave you a hint. Last year, we only did 3, and we've already surpassed this number, so I gave you a big hint. It's definitely larger than 3. 10? Oh, very ambitious. We do have jobs. Any other guesses? 5. Okay. We did a little bit more than that. Less than 10, more than 5. 4? No. All right, last guess. 7. You're close. We had 8. So here they are listed, and you can see some pictures that are included here. We were part of the East Brunswick Symphony Orchestra's Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. That's us there at the upper right corner. In fact, Megna just walked in. She put together this amazing Star Wars Science Facts Jeopardy game for the folks that came to our table for that event. And that was one of the, I would say, highlights of that event for us, where folks would come up to the table and try to pick a category, pick an amount, and then try to see if they know the answer. Below that, we have the 3 of us that were at Maker's Day here at the library. We were showcasing the telescopes kits that you can borrow from this library. I think you have 2? 2. So with a library card, you can borrow a telescope as long as it's available. And there you can see one on the left-hand side. The other one's a sea star. That's mine. But if you ask nicely, I'll let you borrow it. So this year we did 8. New this year was Milltown Day, upper right corner. We did take the 10-inch telescope out for that event. East Brunswick Day, we did the first year and then our second year again. But what's nice is we were able to take a picture with Brunswick the Bear, which is great. EB Harvest Fest, we did our first year in operation, this year again. And in talking with the group, we do find that we kind of enjoy East Brunswick Harvest Fest. It's like East Brunswick Day, but a little bit more chill, where maybe East Brunswick Day is very fast paced. Here you can stop and have a conversation about the club, what we do, what we've done so far. And you can see there, we did have a solar filter on the telescope, and we're offering folks who pass by views of sunspots on the sun, safely, of course. And then these have been extremely popular for our club. We've been able to go to the Woodbridge, Spotswood, and Ford's library to do sidewalk astronomy events, where we show up, we do a quick introduction about our club, what we do, where we're based. But the reality is, just because we're the East Brunswick Astronomy Club, doesn't mean you have to be from East Brunswick to attend. You can be from anywhere, right? But then afterwards, we take the telescopes outside, and there you can see Paul, our VP of Technology, showcasing the views from his sea star on his tablet.
You may want to explain what sea stars.
Oh, so sea star is that, so it's a smart telescope. It does not have an eyepiece where you would look through. Instead, you're using a phone or a tablet to really, I guess, point it to what you want to look at. So if it's the moon or a deep space object, or you can set that through your phone or tablet to do so.
You can also see it on the phone tab.
Correct. You would see the moon or whatever you have it pointed to through the device. So that's really your eyepiece. So there you can see Paul holding his tablet, showcasing what the sea star is looking at. But honestly, those sidewalk astronomy events are my favorite. That's how the idea for the club came about, right? We had that sidewalk astronomy event here at the library on a cloudy day. And now we're doing that as a group to folks outside of East Brunswick and hoping they join us for our monthly club meetings. All right, so this is the big question. How many total attendees did we see in 2025? Now, in 2024, we hit 222 folks, which is incredible. First year as an astronomy club, 11 club meetings. We hit over 200, which I was very, very pleased about. But what would you figure this year? We had 12 club meetings, like we said already. Um, does anyone want to guess? 300? You're close without going over. So it's more than 300. Oh, that's next year's goal. Any other guesses? We're in the 300 range. I'll give you that hint. 350? No. We actually hit 317.
Not including today.
And that is why we have the asterisk. That is not including you folks that have come here today for our December club meeting. Yeah. So later, I'll be bugging Melissa, hey, how many people did we have today? Because I always forget to count. And we'll log that into our spreadsheet where we track all these things, and that'll become our number for 2025. But thank you for contributing to that number here today. Even if it's your first time coming to our club meeting, you've already had an impact just by being here today. So that number will naturally go up when we include our December meeting. But I think that's just phenomenal to go from 222 to almost 100 more in 1 year. And I think it's just a testament of the great help and support that we have from our board, the library, and being able to sort of share the idea that, hey, East Brunswick has an astronomy club. Come by, it's free. You don't have to be from East Brunswick to attend. And we try to do cool things. And I guess that leads me to the thank you slides. I kind of already did my little spiel for thank you, but um, it is without a doubt that without all the help that we do get, that I get from the library, from Melissa, from the team that we have, that we wouldn't be able to grow that number from 200 to what it is today. And so I did want to just take a little moment to show my appreciation to the team. And I have so a little backstory, we are a part of the Night Sky Network. All that means is we are a club that's recognized by NASA. We are on their directory as a astronomy club that you can search and find using your zip code just to find astronomy clubs near you. It does grant us a number of resources, and one of the things that they've made available for us are these nice certificates. And so I've gone ahead and filled one out for each of our board members to thank them for their efforts and help. Charlie, thank you so much. Paul? So actually, before I continue, Charlie's our treasurer. He does an awesome job of keeping us on task and making sure we don't forget what we need to do. He's also very great at remembering what our bylaws are, because I often forget, but he is very good about that. Paul, thank you. Without your help, we wouldn't have the infrastructure that we have today, and I mean that literally. Whether it's our email, the website that we're working on, and other things, he has built that pretty much from the ground up for us and made tools available that make hosting these meetings a lot easier, doing our outreach events much easier. So thank you. Christy? So Christy is our VP of engagement. The ideas that she's been able to come to the club with have been absolutely phenomenal. To be quite frank, the idea for the kids' meetings really spun from her brain. And we've been able to have a great deal of success with those meetings. So thank you. Parush, you've joined us very, very recently, but you've been able to fulfill the role and really hit the ground running. You're very self-directed where it comes to making sure that the meetings, the minutes are held correctly, whether we missed a bullet there, making sure we are doing what we need to do. So thank you. And then Rebecca is our latest hire. She's our chair of outreach, but similarly, she comes to the group with great ideas. And I'm very excited to have her be the chair of outreach. It's going to really evolve what we do today into something greater. And I have no doubt we'll be able to surpass the 317 that we have today with her help. So thank you all for everything that you do. I did want to take a moment. This year was the first time that we really tried our fundraising efforts. And with that said, one of the ideas that Christy had for this effort was this astronomy launch planetary fundraiser. And so I did also want to take a moment to recognize three quote unquote rising stars that really helped us actually start that effort. So Isabella, Kevin, this one's for you. Thank you for all your help. And this one's for Zach.
Thank you.
So between the three of them, they were able to fill the planets on this sheet. I'm sure, no doubt, bugging their parents, friends, uncles, aunts, and really digging into their pockets to fill each and every one of these planets. But they were able to do so and then contribute that to our club, where we're able to do some of the things that we can do with the funds that we received. So thank you to the three of you. And of course, we do have two corporate sponsors. Also 3D Printworks, which is my little side gig. We do custom 3D prints. So if you're ever interested, let me know. I'm happy to discuss that with you. But then also Metal you can speak to Christy about them. But with Metal help, we were able to get the trifold brochures that were printed. If you don't have one and would like to take a look, they are here at the right-hand side of or your left of the room. But again, without the support, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do today. So thank you. And last but not least, I said this earlier, and it remains true. I said this last year as well, actually, when I looked at the slides that I came up with, but Melissa, without your help, there wouldn't be an astronomy club in East Brunswick. You really helped me when I first got onboarded onto the NASA Solar System Ambassador Program. You were my connection into East Brunswick Public Library, and we were able to hold events starting in 2021, virtually, eventually in person, like the Sidewalk Astronomy Club event, which would eventually lead to the club today. So we did want to thank you. So I do have a certificate for you. So if anyone's interested in supporting the club, we can let you know where to access the link for our merch store. I think it's still available, right, Christy? Yeah. So the same link would still work, but if you have trouble, just reach out to us, let us know. Excuse me. That was actually one of our most recent fundraisers where, with Metal help, she hosted a couple merch items on the store on Bonfire for people to purchase, and those proceeds, the profit would go to the club. And so they had T-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and other things. But through that, we were able to generate, I forget what the figure was. Was it 140? $140 for the club. And I'm a true believer in what my mom told me when I was growing up. If you walk around the block 5 times, you won't find $1. So every dollar counts. So that was everything I had.